Hey, this is the adoption lady, Stephanie A. Let's talk about home studies because I've been doing them for over 25 years. So let me tell you what documents you'll need for the home study process. First of all, let me start out by telling you that the home study process is very intrusive. Personal questions are asked about your family, your finances, your background, but your agency does not ask for anything that are not required to by either agency policy or state regulations. So just heads up, it's not easy. So the first part of the home study process is the paperwork gathering process. There's a lot of paperwork that's required for the home study assessment. A lot of times people believe that the home study is just looking at your home, and that's not true. The home study process is looking at your family, your finances, your background, and also your home as well. So the paperwork is the most intensive part and the most time-consuming part that you'll have in this entire process. So some of the process that or paperwork that you gather is we do background checks, child abuse checks, references, finances, just to name a few of the things. One of the bigger parts of the process is writing your autobiography. Now, some agencies will do hours of interviewing, and some will have you write an autobiography in place of the hours of interviewing. So each agency has the paperwork that we gather for the home study process is pretty much the same. It's the process that's going to be different from agency to agency. So let's talk about the interview and the home tour. So the interview and that can happen on multiple days. It can happen all during your home visit. As I indicated, each agency does this very differently from each other. The home visit is either one visit or multiple visits. Once again, each agency is very different. But during the home visit, there will be a tour of your home. And just know that this is not a white glove process. They're not coming through. They're not looking in your refrigerator or your cupboards as apparently they used to do 50 years ago from reading old home study reports. That's not what a home study process is like today. They will want to see in every room and into your basement as well. So be sure you have those ready for the social worker to view. They don't expect to have a nursery done. They usually what it is the family's like, hey, this room over here is the office or the spare bedroom, and one day it will be the nursery. That's really all that the caseworker is looking for when it comes to having a room prepared for a child. So the interviews really are for the social worker to get to know you better and to learn your motivations for adoption and why you want to adopt. In addition, just getting more background information on who you are as a person. So a lot of times you'll have interviews together and you'll have interviews separately from each other if you're married. Typically in most states, your home study is good for 1 year unless you need to have an addendum done because there's been a change, a major change. Like for example, a change in job, a move to a new home, the addition of a new family member into your home. If something major happens, then you typically need to do an addendum. Otherwise, the home study is typically good for 1 year. There are 5 common questions that families will ask about the home study process. One is, should I have the home child proof? If you're doing a private adoption, no, you do not need to have the home child proof. If you're doing a foster care adoption, you do have to have all the state standards for child proofing in place. Can I pass if I don't have a perfect history? Yes, none of us have a perfect history. So most of the times you will pass the home study process unless you have something significant in your background, such as a felony, of substantiated child abuse allegation. If you're not on the same page about adopting a child, those could be some of the reasons why you would not pass the home study process. Do I need to have any remodeling done until I have the home visit? And for us, no. Sometimes we do home visits in the middle of a family remodeling. So typically that does not need to be complete to start the home study process. Do I need to complete education and training for adoption and beyond? The answer is yes. And for most agencies, the answer is yes to that. And does the home need to be spotless? The answer is no. We would be concerned if the home was spotless because when your child joins your family, your home will not be spotless anymore. Have a great day. Bye.